All right, so now we are on technique number 2 for our pistol defense. And so with technique number 2, we use this one because it tends to be SOP or standard operating procedures for many police officers around our region. And we notice that there's a lot of different precincts across the nation that tend to use this one. And there's a reason why. Okay, so I'll show you this one because when we did technique number 1, what we did was we took it offline here, but we have to understand the fan of the weapon. That means that when I did this, the weapon just fanned across. And if you're using it with your right hand, then the weapon fans this way. So if I have, which I naturally put my daughter or anybody that I'm protecting, I always say, all right, I pull them right here to this side. That means that I can't fan my daughter in the face right here and have her flagged as I'm trying to take this weapon away. So then we go into number 2. So if I have somebody right next to me, I have to make sure that I don't flag them as I'm trying to take that weapon away, because I could cause them to lethally be shot. And it could be my own actions. So what we're doing on this one is we're going up and we're pushing in as we're doing this. Okay, now my head is going offline. Let me show you this part. Head is offline as this hand is grabbing the wrist, as this hand is still grabbing the muzzle and the slide close to the trigger well. It's still my thumb right here, or the webbing of my thumb fitting against that trigger well right here as I'm doing that. And I'm pushing in quick and hard. Now from here, look at my elbow. I'm going to keep coming through. I'm going to drive down and punch this weapon through. Then from here, I'm going to give a hard, quick shove. I'm going to rack. I'm going to pull. And we're going to do everything that we had already done before. The commands, or I'm going to start pulling that trigger, just depending on the situation at hand. So again, when we're doing this, it's 1. You see how I come up? I want to watch that fan, right? I don't want to do this. Okay, if I have my wife right next to me, I have to watch that. If I have my daughter right next to me, I have to watch that. Or any other person right next to me, I'm watching that. So it's the same thing. Listen, sir, now watch my hands, because this is important too. This is a big mistake. People do this and then they try to go in. You can see all of that. So remember, like I said before, feign submission. Look, okay, I don't want any issues. Look how close my hands get when I feign submission. So when I do and go down and up this way and I drop level, it allows me to push through hard. Now watch this push through. All I'm doing is ratcheting this weapon out of his hand as I do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, and I will be able to ratchet easily. And it's not just man strength, it could be anybody of any size. I'm using all of my body weight to push him off of me. Then I'll rack and I'll pull in. Now the reason why I pull in as opposed to range shooting is because if I just pull that weapon away from me, it's monkey see, monkey do. He'll have the same idea. He might lunge for it, try to grab it, so I keep it close to me. I understand that the extraction point for the expended rounds are going to go out the right side, so I'm not going to be getting any hot rounds on me, even as I'm keeping it close. Okay, so when we're doing this one right here, it's offline, but you want to make sure that you are talking. So it's, listen, sir, please, look, my daughter's right here. I don't want to die. Up, see where I'm at? Up and offline, and then from here, look where my hand's at. Grabbing tight, stepping through, pushing down, and you push in and you rack. So as we do this, again, I want you to see it on this side, and I want you to watch the fan of the weapon. So as I'm saying, listen, look, my daughter's right here. We don't have to do this. My keys are right here in my car. And see how I'm coming up. That fan is so very important. Now watch my hand and watch how my body uses my stomach, my legs dropping in, all of it together, all at once. Synchronization of the entire body to push down, and then that synchronization for that push and that rack right here this way. And so, same thing, I'm not a Charlie's Angel, so I'm not gonna do this and then come up high. I have to understand the trigger squeeze too before we go at speed, because this is a very, very big part of it, is when I do, look, okay, oh my gosh, right here. When I get to this point, see how I'm trained on his belly button, because I understand that my adrenal gland is going to be just pumping out adrenaline like crazy. My heart's going to be racing. I'm going to be scared. I'm going to be shaky. all that's going to happen, and my accuracy is not going to be great. I might be pulling a little to the right, especially if I'm a right-handed shooter, because I'm going to be pulling hard if I have to pull. So if I go after the head, I'm probably going to miss. If I go after his belly button, I pull just a little bit, it'll go up and to the right, so that means up and to the left for his body, which means I probably get closer to his upper chest. Right here to the left, that's going into the lung or to the heart. So anyway, let's go through it all the way through, and it's the same way. Look, sir, look, listen, I know you've had a hard day. I've had a hard day. My daughter's right here. We don't need to do this. My wallet's right here. I'll give you anything you want. Get on the ground. Hurry up, right now. Good, put those arms out. Palms up, cross your legs. Good, get them all the way up to your butt. If you move, if you get up off the ground, I will kill you. And you can see I'm giving good, strong, hard commands. Now the reason why I put his palms up is because if his palms are up, then when he turns his palms down to push himself up onto his feet, I can see that movement. If his palms are down, it's harder for me to see that movement, especially when I do have the adrenal response syndrome. I won't see as much. So I want to be able to see just those little details. Those little details do matter. So that is technique number 2. Make sure you understand the fanning of the weapon, so that way you understand why technique number 2 is important. Thank you very much.